Welcome to Happy Life Results Book Group. Today we're doing a section called number 5, Do This. It's in Hero Concept number 2, and it's just one paragraph long, starting with using what you have learned about yourself. So we just finished Do This number 4, which was picking your game changer and your application, and then doing it for 24 hours, and then deciding whether you want to do the same one or a different one. And then this one starts, using what you have learned about yourself and about the concepts during the 3-day experiment, write down in your hero journal what you will do next to internalize the game changer. When will you review and change focus? Well, I suggested one at a time what works best for you. And so I want to share some personal experience because I've done it all kinds of ways. So one of the ways I'm doing it most recently is where I pick a long-term one, and I'm working on that all the time. Like, it's just part of my daily routine to work on that one. But then I keep tabs on it and I'm aware of it and things like that. But then I have other ones that are short-term and that I really will focus on. And then I'll have ones that I'm not necessarily focusing on every day, and they're not a power focus, but they're ones that are just kind of there, that pop up every now and again, and then I deal with. And so this is more of once it becomes a part of your lifestyle, you can really have anything in your life be one of these applications, because once you start really mastering up and going through the process, you realize that it's on your mind constantly. So anything you think about is technically an application, because you're curious about how it applies to other things and how it makes sense. And so eventually it will become more and more a part of your life. So you'll probably say similar things, like, I have this one I'm working on, and then this one, and then I want to focus on this too. So, but it's less of a scattered approach than it sounds, because once things settle into an autopilot, then the only time you're thinking about them is when you're consciously making that choice. So for me, I'll probably always have one that's involved with food. I love to use food because it's a daily trigger that is, whenever I get the trigger, then it's how am I doing with this, and how does it compare with what I wanted to be and what I'm hoping for the future, and how are my feelings about it. So food is just always probably going to be one of mine. And then another one is like how I feel about money, or how I feel about leadership. And so those ones are my ones that really I'm focusing on right now, is money and leadership. And so it's really exciting when you have breakthroughs, which I just had a big breakthrough. So that was exciting. It's fun when you have a breakthrough to see how it changes your behavior instinctively.
So when you said, you referred to it, you have one and you're doing it and one, but just clarify, what are you referring to when you say?
Oh, it's my application.
Application. So, yes, so whatever your next result, whatever your next thing you're trying to improve, basically.
That's the application. And the game changer is the concept. And so I change which concepts I'm using to apply to my application, but I will have ongoing ones.
So basically, if you're doing anything in your life to improve, you're trying to move from point now to point in the future, and the point in the future is anything different than now, you're already doing this.
Yes.
You have concepts you're using, you have methods you're using to try to get from now to something different. And whether you're doing one at a time or multiple or all of that, you're already doing this. So what Stacy's describing is a more, it's if you have, and some people probably have really methodical ways, like, the Benjamin Franklin or the Franklin planners, or there are the getting stuff done.
And there's someone who I know well who wants to focus on one thing only. It's called laser focus. And she thinks of it as an analogy, like if you're pushing on a muscle that's tight and it's kind of knotted up, if you apply pressure and just hold it there, eventually the knot will release. And everybody's body's different, but in her body that's how it worked. And so she was like, oh, I'm gonna do one laser focus, so she doesn't do the kind of several things at a time.
But she's focusing on it as the process because she picked something where she feels a lot of internal resistance and conflict, so she's trying to use that one thing to help her clear out any kind of dropping from being up, right? Basically that thing. But I guess where I was going with that, you might have a really elaborate process for trying to go from here to where you want to be next. So Stacey's not saying, hey, we're going to swap out that process. We're going to give you a completely different process as far as planning out what you want to do next and everything like that, right? But you're saying with those applications, with going from here to there, insert peak experience mastery. Being able to be at peak experience while you're going from here to the next place. How you plan it, all of that kind of stuff. You know, you can either use the exact same method or look for ways to improve it, but it's the how you feel and how quickly you get there that will be affected by being at peak experience in the process. So the quality of the experience and the quality of your results by doing what she's teaching will be immensely different. Not just like a little bit different, but it can be immensely different.
Yes.
I don't know where you're at right now, but if anything that Stacey's described about her journey sounds intriguing, or sounds like maybe an upgrade, then back to the 22 attributes and different things like that. If you look
in 22 contexts.
If those are rusty, you don't remember kind of what I'm referring to, kind of check
It's
them.
in up concept guide concept number 2. Yeah, guide concept number 2.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah. Because we are coming to the end of hero concept number 2. And so this is where the hero work happens, and remembering why you're doing the hero work, and remembering and now figuring out exactly where and how, like, where is it you want to go next, and using that journey of here to the next as a way to reflect on how well you're mastering up. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care.